let's go to the lamb. Also, that hard arm grab to keep them off live power lines. Grayson was always really good about that stuff when he was a kid, man. Grayson, I remember once going to a Comic-Con with Grayson here in Richmond. And we were downtown in Richmond. We were downtown in Richmond, and we were near a busy street, and he was so excited to get there that he just kind of hauled ass. And he was hauling ass towards a busy intersection. There happened to be a lull, but I think that made him think that it was clear, like it was clear for him to just take off across it. Man, I don't know how I feel about Libra here. Now I remember literally just yelling Grayson freeze, and he froze to the sidewalk like mag boots had been turned on, like science fiction mag locks had hit in his feet. And I had to come up and say, like, you can't just run through an intersection like that, my guy. Like that's a really easy way to get yourself killed. You gotta be careful, son. Rory, on the other hand, Rory's the kid that I can't understand it. He clearly wants, like, I feel like he wants our love more than Grayson wants our love. But he also does stuff that makes my hair thin and gray faster than Grayson ever has. Like, Grayson's the kid that I'm gonna catch trying to change plans and go out with his friends to do some stuff that we already said no to, and then wiggle his way out through some white lie or bylaw or something. Well, you told me I couldn't do blank, and technically I didn't do blank since we were not actually in that exact building. But Rory's the one who's gonna be like, I don't know, man, I jumped off the roof to see if I could fly. Spoilers, I cannot fly, Dad. Now, could you please take me to the hospital? My arm is pointing the wrong direction. Long story short, I was bored and I wanted to see if I could fly. This rate of fire and damage leaves a lot to be desired, man. My fiance watches some people on TikTok who are parents, and it's crazy how some people raise their kids. I let my child choose when he sleeps and what we do. Even babies have rights. I will not make him a slave. I'm a firm believer that children crave and desire structure and discipline. I've had some children in families near and around mine that have almost zero discipline or structure to their day-to-day life. They do not look happy or freer, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna give it a shot. What the hell? Let's just see what Libra does for us. If nothing else, our rate of fire and our damage went up. I'm super okay with that for the moment being. This may end up screwing us in the long run, but I can't bring myself to be upset about an instant tier and damage upgrade.
1 makes you large. Shot speed down.
Nice, I guess, ultimately. I don't remember what was in the shop. There was, blue boomerang. Cool to know. Yeah, it's not anyone. It's not really anyone's fault. The folks submitted it technically correct, but it just hasn't been fixed yet. And so a lot of stuff, I think it's from, not fixed. I can't remember exactly who it's from. Can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna go with blue boomerang. I can't remember exactly who it's from, but one of the labels submitted their metadata very, like, technically correct in that it was technically the names of the people in the bands, but they did like full legal names instead. Oh, Rory's roof adventure. Every time I hear you speak about your kids, I think about me and my brother since we were acting the same way. Your son sounds like he'd be perfect for like a stunt double or work for the people at Jackass. I don't know. He's he's not. The irony is that he's. I can only say this because he's at school. Rory's superpower is not that he's brave; it's that he's kind of like makes stupid decisions. He's not particularly brave. He's not particularly calculating. You know what I mean? Like, he's not interested in the physics of putting himself at risk. He's just incredibly absent-minded when it involves anything that he's not already, like... If he's not interested in it, he checks out. Damn the torpedoes, man. He's the most Irish of my two kids. He runs real hot and cold. He's got himself a bit of a temper. Law Thriller says, morning Taffy and chat, how are we feeling today? All things being equal, it's not bad, I guess. I'm doing okay. Rainy. Rory's superpower is that he is adorable. Grayson will take over the world through guile. Rory would. That's the bananas part to me, is that I feel like just
the lovers.
I think if I had to put my finger on it, it's just that Rory feels so fucking much. Rory feels so much. And when he feels anger, he feels world-shaking anger. And when he feels love, he's gone out of his way on multiple occasions to tell me and Amber that he loves us so much that he'll never move away. He loves us so much that he'll just buy a house in the neighborhood and we can grow old together. He's told, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. Honestly, we're gonna make the sack room work for us again. He's told Amber and I on numerous occasions that he wants to find a woman just like Mom because she's his hero. And he wants to buy a house in this neighborhood and just live down the street from us. Grayson says that too, but I already feel like he's lying. Grayson says, I love you and want to live by you guys too, but I can see it in his eyes. That guy's gonna be like a CEO of a a company in Kuala Lumpur. We're gonna see him on Christmas and that's it. Once that kid flies the nest, I'll never see him again. Yeah, Rory is empathic. He is a slave to his own emotional outbursts. Yeah, Glitch. I mean, like, obviously the pandemic has not helped us out at all with that, but I mean, Amber spoke about that as recently as yesterday, talking about how badly she wants to get the kids into some sort of sports. For a while, we had Grayson in karate, and he really seemed to enjoy it, but financially, times were tight, and so we had to drop karate a couple of years ago because we were just almost out of money. But I mean, yeah, like, I don't know, baseball. I don't know about football. As somebody who's got a lifelong football injury, but like baseball, basketball, for Grayson, I feel like cross country, that kid runs like a gazelle. Which is funny because I've always felt like running was like a punishment. Yeah, I don't know. I would love very much to get them into literally almost anything. I had Boy Scouts and soccer that helped me yeah, Grayson wants to play soccer real bad. Running boy wants to play soccer real bad. I don't know what Rory's into, like, athletics-wise. I don't think he does either. We've not really had the opportunity to test anything. By the time I was Grayson's age, I'd already done 3 years of T-ball. And we've not had Grayson or Rory in any organized sports yet. Taffy, didn't you play football up until college? I did. And then I toyed with trying to walk on at Boise State, but I was just too small. But I played flag football when I was like Grayson's age. Yeah, go around. I played flag football when I was Grayson's age. I played contact football in middle school, and I almost quit it because I felt like I was getting bullied. And my parents convinced me to stick with it. And then somewhere between 8th and 9th grade, I realized that game only hurt if you were the one being hit, not if you were the one hitting people. So I started fucking cleaning clocks. I started throwing myself at people with reckless abandon. And honestly, I think it did wonders for my self-esteem. But the trade-off for that was that I hurt my back so bad that it still bothers me at 40. Running isn't punishment? That's how I feel about it. I hate running. I only run when chased, if I can help it. A little bit of coinage. You know what? Let's not risk it. Running is absolutely punishment in my eyes. Yeah, I played, I lost my junior year to that back injury. Then I started my senior year. I was captain of most of the teams I was on. Yeah, I liked playing football very much, and I liked the outlet for it because I was a very, angsty, I mean, you're gonna really be shocked to hear this, but I was a very angsty teenager. Yeah, I was, you know, I had a lot of stuff brewing inside me, and sports is where I got that out, you know? If I ever found myself in a situation where I'd have to run or die, I'd just die. What was funny is that I found myself as I fell asleep last night thinking about, like, what would I do if I was in a bank and it was being robbed? And my first, this is what kept me up until midnight. This is why I didn't go to the gym today. Just because as I was laying there, I couldn't stop thinking about what I would do if I was in a bank that was being robbed. I was not looking at the screen. And my first thought was that I would try to run from anybody who was robbing a bank. And then I realized I probably wouldn't make it very far. So then my next 45 minutes was, what's the best way to wrestle a rifle out of an armed robber at a bank situation? And I was like, would I hide by the door? Would I just like wait by the door with my back to it and then lunge and grab the barrel? If it's a you know, a pistol that has a hammer, would I try to get the webbing of my hand down between the firing pin and the bullet? Would anybody come to help me? Because in my head, exactly what Squint Fox said, the first thought that I had was, I ain't gonna make it if I have to run. My inclination is not flight. If it's flight, I'm a dead man. But I might be able to get this guy to the ground before he tries to walk out of there with bags of money. Reg, good morning. Oh, please hold still. There we go. Hit the deck and fucking hide is my main thought. Started a new job a few weeks back, found out they have a team for fundraising with Extra Life. I've watched the event in the past, may try to participate this year with a small board game night. Extra Life has hit me up before. I at some point, I feel like, I guess now's as good a time as any. I feel like, thanks Edmund. I feel like Edmund knows I'm fundraising for children, and he's like, I hate children. Look what I do to them in my video games. Talk about fundraising for children now while all the flies in the room are making a bunch of noise. If I ever hit some sort of fundraising campaign in like September or October, how would you guys feel about it? I know how
Hey man, those are bits.
I know how intensely you go in the paint for St. Jude in May. And I always feel like we go so hard for St. Jude that there's very little left in the tank for anyone else. I've definitely had Extra Life. I've had a lot of people, honestly. I've had a lot of people, because they see what we do for St. Jude, who come to us. They come to me and they say, what potentially could you do for us? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I've never not wanted to do something to help, but I also have to be realistic about what our limitations are. Tysus, good morning. What is this? I don't know. Played contact football my freshman year of high school, enjoyed it, but I hated hitting people. One day in practice, I said screw it and obliterated a teammate. In that moment, I knew I didn't like it. Oh, really? That was backwards for me. Oh, Jesus. That was backwards for me. The moment that I obliterated somebody was the moment that I knew I wanted to do it more. Some of the people I was hitting were people who, like, bullied me in middle school that were now teammates. And honestly, I found, like, a kinship with a bunch of them, which is funny to me. Because a lot of these guys I really didn't like. And then we got onto a football team together. And suddenly, like... This is going to be the most Idaho thing that was ever said, but if we found ourselves about to be jumped by somebody else at, like, the county fair, suddenly we had each other's backs. Noah drops 100 bits and says, just went through and liked all the new YouTube videos and watched them, made sure Aaron was subscribed too. Thank you, Noah. Very kind of you, man. I don't know what happened with TikTok yesterday. I posted the TikTok that had Bree doing her... doing her Bree sexy voice. And for whatever reason, the audio of that mutes on TikTok. It's perfectly fine on the clip that exported to YouTube, or to Twitter. And it's perfectly fine in its original form. And it's fine when I'm selecting it for TikTok, but the moment that I process it and upload it, it mutes it. I had to take it off of TikTok yesterday. Yeah, the daddy clip. I'm trying to decide what to do with that Eternal D6. Trying to decide if that's worth it. Yeah, it went fine enough into Twitter. It played fine enough in its raw form. It played fine as I was uploading it to TikTok, but I tried to do it a second time, and it muted the audio a second time as well. I don't know exactly what's going on there. TikTok can't handle sexy Bree. I guess not. I may just have to not put that that clip up on TikTok, I guess. I wish you'd stop trying to attack me, guy. Is there anything else I can accomplish on this floor? I have all the full health pills in the world just laying around. I definitely think I take BFF. Now we have all the plumpest of friends. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Snake Bitten, because it's you know, correct me if my thought process is misguided here, but because it's a Chinese company, there's a part of me that thinks that if it senses something that feels sexual in nature, it'd be weird that it would, like, mute whispering. Because there's that Texas beekeeper lady who speaks in almost exclusively like hushed tones. I'm not saying that it's an erotic way that she's speaking, but if the algorithm picks up like sensual whispering in a like a two-word sentence, is Sarah the name of the Texas beekeeper? Yeah, she's great. Let's do this. I was gonna say if these are terrible. Oh, that's Hello Nurse's name. Gotcha. Sorry. It's fine. It's fine. Jeez, Taffy. You bastard. How do you not know all of chat's first names? You forever dick. Well, here's what we should do. I'm thinking about taking the Eternal D6 with me. I think I'm gonna, yeah, it's exactly it, Dark Shield. I should go back and re-roll Boomerang if I'm just gonna leave it on the floor. It's gonna be quite the stat upgrade. I'd say all in all that worked out all right. So far, Libra proving to be okay. Dude, I do love Mama Mega. I just don't have any way to recharge. I don't have any way to recharge. There's no batteries on the floor. So I think I just have to go. I wish I had a way to gulp that. That'd be pretty sweet. How bad is the trade-off there? It's a pretty minor stat increase. Yeah, I would love to see about getting some planetariums. We're pretty early on in the run. I don't want to talk to the PP doctor again. He yanked on my plums.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
I'm pretty giddy about the fact. I'm pretty giddy about the fact that apparently I'm gonna go completely under for this procedure. I'm going completely under for the procedure, and that was my big hang up. That and paying for it, but I have the money now. Now the next concern really becomes, you know, when can I schedule this? It'd be tough to do it during October because I wouldn't want to lose any of Halloween. I guess I could do it during September if we turn around and do it fast enough, or Thanksgiving is not too bad. Not Thanksgiving, but November's not so bad. Dr. Skylar, tier 1, 42 months. Bet you can't guess my first name. Is it Doctor? Did he pull a letter Kenny and give your balls a tug? He absolutely did. And again, and again, and again, and again. Dr. Skylar, thank you so much for the resub. Whoa. Did you find out if you have one kidney or two? He seems genuinely convinced that I have two kidneys. Apparently, if you're missing a vast deference, if you're missing one of your nut tubes, it could indicate that you only have one kidney. And then he said something along the lines of like, he was having trouble finding either of them. And I was like, bro, I got two kids. My wife and I are uber fertile. Don't sweat it. I was like, I got tubes. They work fine. But he genuinely at one point said, Jesus Christ. This room is a lot. He genuinely said at one point, do you have fibromyalgia by any chance? And I was like, well, I've had some really terrible doctors in the past, so maybe, but I doubt it. He was like, all right, just thought I'd check. Ugh. What's the procedure if you don't have any issues sharing? The vasectomy. I'm getting a vasectomy. Amber and I've said this a couple of times. The idea of an oops baby is more terrifying to me at 41 than it was at 17. How are you gonna explain it to the younglings? If they ask why daddy's laid up on the couch and his balls hurt, I'll tell them that men create sperm inside their testicles and women house eggs inside their reproductive organs. And that the procedure that I had done made it to where dad can no longer produce the sperm needed to make children, which means that our family is done growing because we wanted two boys and we got the two best boys we could have hoped for. That is what I'll tell them. Shit, prank caller. I was only down for 2 days, and it only hurt when I walked around. I sat at my computer desk fine with frozen peas and a sore feeling. It wasn't too bad. I think I'll probably take 1 day full-blown on the couch and not streaming, and then I'll see about getting in here on like a cushy pillow with some, you know, frozen products underneath my balls, and we'll see about streaming then.
Hey man, those are bits.
Yeah, you still produce it, but the highway's closed off. My wife had a friend that opposed, that had oops twins at 42. My snip was scheduled a month later. What about going for 3? I could afford a third as we're going right now. The problem is that like, I mean, Noah and I were talking about this just yesterday, that I have no idea whether or not that Twitch contract's gonna come through again. And without that Twitch contract, like, I do okay. But like, we couldn't, trying to afford a third would get pretty tight right now. And B, there'd be a 10-year gap between Grayson and his sibling, and I don't want to do that to them. Unless you're talking about going for 3 vasectomies, in which case I gotta get the first. Tavi, get it scheduled for around October 31st. You can call it your Halloween schedule. Okay. Thank you for money, Noah. Going for the truth option, that's a bowl of moon cotton. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah, it's true. I could tell them that, I could tell them that, I was visited by the Operation Fairy. And then if the Operation Fairy doesn't actually give Daddy the surgery, then Jesus gets very mad. So it was pretty fortuitous that the Operation Fairy showed up and nicked Daddy's balls. Because if they hadn't, then Krampus would have taken away all the candy from the world for 3 days. And then they go walking around with that bullshit rattling around inside their head. When instead, I could just give them a leg up on all the kids around them. They'd be like, hey, so my dad had the birds and the bees talk with me. Do you know what that is? And my kids would be like, oh yeah, you mean how men and women make babies together? How do you know that? Fucking science, my guy. Eden spawns 3 items from any pool and you can only take 1. Let's hope that it's got health. I'm feeling a little dicey about this. I don't know what's going on. Fucking science, my guy. Had a friend whose mom was 75 when he was 21, same birthday. She thought change of life, and then came Drew. They're both tiers upgrades, which means they're both all stat upgrades. I'm just getting nervous about how low my health is. Old Greed's Gullet. Man, I can't make myself do it. Greed's Gullet gets real iffy when you start spending money. Really? Well, shit. I'm gonna guess it's here then? Boop. The world may never know. Hugh Janel, what's going on? Welcome back. So yeah, I don't know. I you know, if they ask questions, it's the same thing with like COVID, right? Like instead of being like, well, you see, the liberal media wants to control you by microchipping you. We just went and found like, you guys ever hear of Kurt Kazat in a nutshell? We went and found a couple of reliable infographic videos that explained exactly what was going on with COVID. And we walked them right through it, and now, you know, when they find themselves in situations where like neighborhood kids are just like, it's like the flu, my kids turn around and go, no, it's actually not. The fatality rate is way higher. And this Delta variant is so much more contagious. You're absolutely wrong. And it's just kind of like, got him. Yeah, Kurt's Kazad. Yeah, Joe to Nikki, they're so good. If you haven't, like, honest to God, if you haven't checked them out, their YouTube channel is... I feel bad because, once again, this is the channel that I accidentally introduced Rory to the idea of the heat death of the universe, and I feel like a right asshole about it. It was way too soon, and I didn't mean for it to happen, but I just thought, like, oh, I'll get the kids fired up about space. And Kirk Kazat was like, yo, by the way... Oh, man, please let me out. Was like, yo, by the way, everything in space is expanding and every star will eventually burn out. And Roy was just like, so one day space will just be nothing but dark and cold? And I was like,
Everyone you've ever heard of will be dead by then.
shit. It's a lot like the flu. Actually, like to bitch slap anyone who said, "Oh God, Jay the 111." There was so much of that. Not so much of that, but that people were taking that hot take. Not a lot. There's one guy in particular, but people were taking that fucking hot take a year and a half ago. Now, I don't know why, man, but I was not able to do anything other than take this seriously from day one. Yeah, people were trying to take that fucking hot take from right back when it started. And I was displeased then, and I'm dumbfounded by those who still hold it now. Even the guy that we banned found me in Discord and was just like, yeah, I was wrong about that. And I was like, yeah, you were. Sidewinder, good morning. Yeah, there were a handful of people who, I mean, like, I was vaccine hesitant initially when they talked about how they were hauling ass to develop vaccines. My mom and I both were just like, we'll hold off for a minute. But then they came back with, like, it's 90% effective, and I was like, that is really good.
This is the story of the newest denizen
I will
of the
gleefully
cave.
take that. Thank you, and good day. Rini with a gifted tier 1 sub that goes to Testicle. I didn't get it till I read it out loud. Rini. Got him. I didn't take it seriously until things started to shut down. Now I won't take it, won't not take it seriously until next June or July, probably. I genuinely, like, Waggy Man, if I'm being honest, I was in that camp because I was bitter and I was pissed off. Because I scheduled a trip to I was gonna say Euro Disney, TwitchCon EU. I scheduled a trip to TwitchCon EU. I shelled out thousands of dollars for travel. I only got some of it back, not all of it.
One makes you small.
Nice. The idea that I was gonna spend my 40th birthday in the same place where I spent my 25th birthday had a certain amount of poetry to it. And I was genuinely pretty angry, and I remember at one point saying, "Screw the global flu. I'm going to Holland." And I was trying to convince Noah,
This is
who's
the story
fucking
of the newest denizen of the cave.
I was trying to convince Noah, who's immunocompromised, to go with me to Holland. Like, dude, let's just go on vacation anyway. Screw TwitchCon. We don't need TwitchCon to go enjoy Amsterdam. Noah, who has chronic blood cancer and is in treatment for it. And I was like, yeah, dude, let's just go anyway. And the more we saw on the news, the more I was like, man, I gotta start working on canceling these fucking plans. Right, it's also been in development since SARS, if you want to get into it. Yeah, I mean, like, ultimately, it didn't take long to bring me around on it. Because COVID is a SARS variant, which makes it easier to map the RNA. Rini gifts, let's see, Sidewinder gifts a tier 1 sub to Phil McCrack. Thank you, Sidewinder. They have the RNA map. Stop! They have the RNA map of SARS, and people don't understand having COVID as a variant made the sequence much easier to understand and make the vaccine much easier to create. And because I love you, I'd have gone with you too, because I'm a dumbass for my friends. Yeah, I mean, like, ultimately, I was in a very defiant state early on, but it didn't take long to like, when the NBA shut down. When the NBA shut down was the moment where I was like, shit, this is real. Because the NBA, like, you know, professional sports leagues are not about, they're like music labels. They're like the music industry. Professional sports teams are not known for not getting their money. The NFL will pump young, underprivileged athletes like gladiators through their meat grinder in order to extract their value and then discard their useless husks.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
So when you've got like the NFL willing to take a loss on a season, the NBA willing to take a loss on a season, then at that point I knew shit was real. When the NBA canceled its season like mid-game, I was like, holy ass. I hope this fat bat dies fast. This is why I sometimes pass up on PokeGo. Is because this is infuriating to try to talk over. Oh, fucking, please die, please die, please die. Hollow, kill him. Don't die to him! Oh my god. I am the familiar. Oh, thank God. If I could, Hollow, I would let you live. Oh, thank you. Fat Bat nearly soloed the boss by himself. I remember sitting in a bar watching the Tigers play a preseason game. They just stopped midway because of COVID. It's like, shit, this is real. Yep, that's exactly what crawled up in my head. Was watching, what was it? It was a Jazz game. Middle of the Jazz game. Like middle of the Jazz game, they literally halftime said the teams aren't coming back out. Rusty Brazenfire gives a tier 1 sub to Seminole Vesicle. 377 gifted. Yeah, ultimately, Hello Nurse, the take that I've taken away from this development cycle isn't that I should be mistrusting of this this vaccine and how quickly it came out. It's that I should be upset that not every vaccine comes out this quickly and this well funded and this well understood. Why is this one so fast isn't the question. Why isn't everyone else's vaccine this fast and this well studied? Clearly we have the ability. Yeah, Jazz Thunder and Rudy Gobert went through and touched all the microphones and then found out later he was positive when he did it. Old Rudy Gobert. Spyrack comes in Prime Gaming 15 months. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. Just trying to see, because I've got Curse of the Lost, I can't see whether or not there are red hearts on the floor. I just have to work under the assumption that there are. I kind of wouldn't mind playing out the confessional and just seeing if I can get some more soul hearts. I feel like we're developing a kind of cool run here. The real trick of it being, though, that I've not seen anything to lead me to believe that we're going to be secure from a health standpoint. Unfortunately, I've left like 30 full health pills just laying around on previous floors. I just didn't bring them with me. I don't want to re-roll the run, though. I don't feel really comfortable just seeing what the game gives me. Pancakes sound good. I wish I had to keep these stats. Rock bottom would be nice. Oh well. Down we go. Yeah, Waggy Man, that was Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz who did that. Thought it would be incredibly funny, and instead potentially infected a whole bunch of people. God damn it. Cappy, dodge like you mean it. Huh. Fucker. I like that part where you hide behind a skull and I can't hit you. This is what I'm talking about, though. I'm getting a little bit leery about how quickly I'm burning through health. Oh, no worries, Waggy Man. I wouldn't have remembered it either if, I can't remember who said it. Sort of grown up hadn't mentioned it. Yo, shot speed down, a big one. Big old negative horse pills are the fucking soup du jour. I'm getting beaten to death. Soup du jour today, baby. The chariot. Well, I'll definitely take that. Just get in the corner and stay here for a moment. Beginning to wonder whether or not Libra was a trap. Shocker to those of us who know Libra's true nature. But I can't help but feel like Libra's kind of screwing me over right now. Oh. Please. Negative Ghost Rider, that's really bad. That's really good. I mean, if nothing else, we can treat that like a soul heart. Oh, get there. I can't see shit. I was gonna say, dude, that text comes across again with Pokemon Go. That text about what is in the room with me comes up across the top of the screen. I can't see what my enemies are. Disappointing. I was hoping for a legitimate shop. That's not nothing. That's not nothing, man. That is a lot of breathing room. Ooh-wee, that is a fortunate couple of rooms in a row. Now let's see if we can protect this soul heart, or this bone heart real quick. I love it. Thank you, Bird's Eye. Now I just gotta fix this really terrible luck stat. Oh, fuck you.
The moon.
Well, I guess I'll do that room from the other direction is what I'm hearing. But at least I'm more cognizant about what I'm going into. It's gonna take too long for me to sort that room out. Trying to determine whether or not it's worth playing out the Rotten Beggar. Bird's Eye really felt like it popped off despite my luck stat being kind of terrible. I'll go ahead and do the rest of the floor in the off chance that we can track down a tinted rock. Dude, these bone hearts give me the ability to, like, actually be hurt and not have it be permanently damning. Not to mention the fact that because of, old, what's it's called? The red cloud looking thing that's right there. The red gust of wind looking thing. Every time we get hit, we get an all stats upgrade for the floor.
This is the story of the newest denizen of
Beard
the
Child,
cave.
tier 1, 5 months. Thanks to Dr. Skyler for my gift sub. Also, lol fart. I can stand a fart right now. I can't wait until my break. I'm gonna walk out of here. Bloody Gus, that's the one. That's not what I'm gonna do when I leave the office. At least I hope not. If so, it'll take me much longer to get back in the chair. I'm feeling reasonably okay. Let's go fight. What a difference a floor makes. That's just an all stats upgrade. I should have taken Cambion Conception, probably. I have BFF, it would have been cool. I could take Book of Belial, and that'd probably just be better for me in the long run than Eternal D6. Unfortunately, bad PhD. I don't know how that works. How does bad PhD work with Libra? Like, if I pick that up and go take the shot speed down, is it an all stats down and then an all stats right back up? The D6 equals more options for items, though. I've just gotten incredibly lucky that it's given me items. It could just give me cock all and tell me to be happy with it. Oh, God. Nope, I sure haven't, Lisa. Damn. Science? I don't know about that. I think I just take Book of Belial, and I have an all-stat upgrade that I can use. And then we just go. Yeah, the higher chance for deals to show up, it feels good. At least for the next couple of floors. What a weird run. Shit. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Tamzab, what's going on? Every time you mention that you're from Morocco, I just get very hungry. That said, I generally think of a culture's food as the first thing that, like, crosses my mind. Why? You're an honorary uterus. Congrats on your honorary uterus. Ugh. Chat, I'd say never change, but we could abandon this line of questioning and I'd be okay. I'm not angry. I'm about having, yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I can't imagine ever being angry about having good food associated with your culture. If there was a place in Richmond near me that did good Moroccan food, I would order it for lunch for sure. That sounds delightful. That sounds delightful. Ooh. The closest I have been to Morocco is Tunis. Yeah, somebody was saying earlier that the Patriots released Cam Newton. It was a bummer. I like Cam. Like the shirt. Hope we can get the con back. I loved MagFest, man. I'll be bummed out if it's a victim of the pandemic. Rumors had swirled that they were struggling even before the pandemic hit. Oh. There've been some real mediocre items that we've managed to turn into really good items, but it has been slow going. Whoops. That bomb did not move. Surprised it took them this long to release them, to be honest. I didn't really keep up with... I haven't really been able to watch football the last couple of years. So I didn't really keep up with how he'd been doing. Generally, I at least watch the Cowboys despite how they hurt me. And even in the years that Dak has been healthy, I haven't really, even when they're on TV, I have a hard time giving up my Sundays to football anymore. Noah keeps riding my ass trying to get me to be more involved in our fantasy football leagues. I just can't bring myself to do it. My off time feels valuable to me. I just don't like the idea of sinking the lone day I have off a week into really heavily investing myself in sports when it's going to have no real general effect on my day one way or the other. The Cowboys have been bad since I was a teenager, which has been rough. So CB Hulk, when I grew up, I grew up in Dallas and they were terrible. I grew up in Dallas the year that they won one game, which was against Washington, and I watched that game on TV. And then when I was a tween, they won a bunch of Super Bowls, which was pretty cool as a Cowboys fan. But they have been fucking miserable ever since. I ride your ass for all things friendship, sir. I refuse to allow you to be the hermit you so desire to be. I may be exaggerating for the benefit of chat. Is it or is it not true that I tried to quit our fantasy league, and instead of letting me quit, you signed me up for a dynasty league? Is it also true that this year I had the #1 pick in this year's draft, and I auto-drafted it because I just don't care? Next time Noah gets on you about fantasy football, just yell, "Saint Fun, get off my nuts." I could probably get into it if the NFL offered me one of those Thursday night streaming contracts. You'd never see somebody crash course the current state of football so fast as I would. I'm not dumb about football. I understand football pretty well. I would crash course football really fast if the NFL showed up and offered me Twitch money. Do it? That's not up to me. That's up to my partner manager and my manager. This song makes me angry. If you can't hear it on YouTube, you're very lucky. The only time I've ever made it to a championship game in a fantasy league was because was the year that Noah and I went up against each other, and I got second place to Noah with an auto-drafted team. If the NFL gets involved, aren't there contracts in the million? I have no idea. I know that over the last couple of years, they signed up everybody from the size of like Tim the Tatman and Angry Pug to people who are not bigger than me. I would assume that those contracts would slide based on viewership. I know that Pug was talking about hoping that he got his contract re-upped again. But that he also kind of accepts that a lot of it's out of his hands and that he doesn't really trust. See, he said that he doesn't really trust the NFL to do their homework about which broadcasters would be good and which broadcasters would be bad for them. And I'm like, how negligent do you expect they'd be on their homework? So negligent that they'd say, give me a contract? Because I'd take it. Oh, I would crash course. I would move in with Noah for like a month. Noah, there's your incentive. Give me that Thursday night NFL viewership deal. I'll move it in with you, and we'll talk football every waking moment that we're not working for like 3 weeks straight. What are the biggest factors that influence getting Twitch contracts or sponsored? Generally speaking, viewership, I think, would be number one. If you have a very high viewership, like if you have 1,000 viewer plus fan base. Hello? I think if you have a really high viewership fan base, then that leads you to number two, which is who you know within Twitch. Now, if you're, you know, consistently getting between 2 and 10,000 viewers every time you log on, or if you're Tim the Tat Man, it's not horribly difficult to get a hold of somebody at Twitch. In my partner manager's defense, Scintilla is amazing, and I, unlike a lot of my friends, do not struggle to make contact with Twitch when I want to. But that said, they're also not super worried about, like, you know, you'll notice that, what is it? They had the Past Forward campaign. They had a campaign where they gave a whole bunch of people who have been with the program a long time little gift boxes and swag bags and stuff.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
And I asked them if I could potentially get that for myself, since I've been partner for 7 years, and I've had this account for 10. To which Scintilla said, "Nah, that's for 10-year partners and for Twitch ambassadors. Sorry, bud." So I was like, you know, I can get a hold of them, and with the exception of the exclusivity contract, I can generally get a hold of them so they can tell me no. Taffy, let's just become friends with Roger Goodell. I don't know that it's worth it. If Taffy gets an NFL contract, I'll actually start watching the Bills. Like, generally what happens is that just a handful of Twitch streamers broadcast the Thursday night game. That's it. That's the whole sheboygan. Wow, Small Rock is just a stat downgrade. The speed downgrade is more than the tiers upgrade, which means that the Small Rock pickup is just a stat downgrade. Bummer. Today I learned. Sidewinder gifts a tier 1 sub to CB Hulk 92. CB Hulk, welcome back. Thank you for being here, and Sidewinder, thank you for the very generous sub. The Bills are threatening to move to Austin? No. Come now. Don't San Diego Chargers Buffalo, man. Bills fans deserve better than that. But yeah, generally speaking, I would normally say that, as with most things in life, it's who you know. And on top of that, it's how powerful are you in the ecosystem. And all things being equal, like, we are, what, like a top 0.03% performing channel on Twitch. But it doesn't change the fact that we're not quite brass ring. Hi, wife. I've missed you today. Huh. Shot speed up. That should be... Why is that just a shot speed upgrade? It should be an all stats upgrade. I'm upset.
Purchased new game to take this weekend for family fun.
Oh, neat.
Lunch.
Yeah, I suppose so. Whatever is in the fridge that you don't want, I'll eat. I was gonna say not with the rest of your afternoon. It would bum me out if it took you like 3 hours. But what you should do is you should poke around in Discord and find one hamburger recipe and one chicken recipe.
Calico beans?
Yeah, I love calico beans.
We have all the stuff.
We don't have bacon anymore.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have bacon then.
But yeah, I'll do calico beans, and then we just got to figure out something to do with the chicken. If we have all the stuff for that fajita chicken that you made that one time, that was good. We don't have tortillas, but I don't know if the boys would be ready for chicken tacos again that soon, but it was really good. Or literally anything else. Just, we got 900 chicken recipes in Discord, so just type the word chicken in search and see what comes up, and then pick the one that sounds good to you. Many people say hi to you.
Hello!
Including Lisa, who says, hi, future wife. Did my doctor talk to you about something he didn't tell me?
Wait a minute.
I'm fat and my blood pressure is high. That's what I found out. And I have stubborn testicles. The words, I apologize for how stubborn my testicles are being, escaped my lips yesterday. And the words, hey, you don't happen to have fibromyalgia, like he was asking for change for a 20, escaped his lips yesterday. I was like, dude, I've had some terrible primary care physicians before you, but to my knowledge, none of them missed the fact that I was missing a kidney or just happened to have fibromyalgia. Is that a medical term, stubborn testicles? I was trying to be good because every time I said, listen, man, are you trying to tell me that we go completely under for this procedure? Because I don't want some dude pogo sticking around my balls with local anesthesia. And he's like, your balls will be totally safe, man. He was younger than me, so I felt bad. I was making this kid's day at work harder. This kid doctor. He looked fucking world weary. Like, he seemed like a nice guy, but he looked very tired. I don't think that was just me. It felt like he was tired when he came in. I apparently am not missing a kidney. He found the tubes he was looking for, but man, he had to wrench those suckers around for a minute. It was like a male mammogram for a minute.
Sorry.
I came home a little tender because he was just like he was milking a cow.
Oh dear.
Medical staff's all real fucking tired these days, and it has nothing to do with you. I figured as much. He said something along the lines of like, as always, I gotta let you know, there's a risk that it might not take. There's a risk, there's always risk with surgery, blah, blah, blah. And he went through all the risks. And I was like, hey, you know what the last 2 years have taught me, Doc? And he's like, what's that? And I was like, I'll play the medical odds. And he was like, oh, good on you. He's in urology. He's doing fine. I don't know, Preston. I'd look a little world weary too if every time I walked into a room, I had to look at a dude like me and say, hey, do me a huge favor, drop your pants and thrust your dick in my face. It was like 1 minute he and I are having a perfectly fine civil conversation. The next minute I was sitting there waddling my mushroom stump right at his forehead.
Oh, jeez.
What do you think of this, Doc? Waddle, 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 waddle. I'd look a little tired, too. I understand why he had sadness in his eyes. There's no amount of money undoes that. I was gonna apologize, but I didn't want to make it more weird than it was.
It's not weird to him.
It was apparently weird when he was like, hey man, do you have like major problems you left out of your patient history? Like the fibromyalgia, or the time you went to Cancun and went to go sleep with that woman who was way hotter than you should ever expect to sleep with, and you woke up in a tub with some fresh stitches and ice? I understand why you would be embarrassed about that, but I need to know if she took a kidney of yours and sold it on the black market. You need to let me know if you went down to Tijuana to get carne asada fries and lost a kidney. I've seen some things you people would never believe. Something, tears in the rain. Did you at least leave the guy, the poor guy a tip for the service? Listen, I'd like to think that my tip was that I was a very funny patient. He laughed out loud several times.
There you go.
And had he not just had his hands on my ball, he wore gloves. It wasn't like he, afterwards, but, you know, he wore gloves. Had he not just had his hands all over my balls, I'd like to think that he would have shook my hand. Did he laugh while he had... Yes, I absolutely made a man laugh while he was holding my balls. I was very pleased with that. That's a high bar. If you can make somebody laugh while they're trying to figure out why your balls don't feel right.
See, you brightened his day.
I'd like to think so. It was like talking to Rory for a little bit because all he wanted to do was tell me how Breath of the Wild was awesome. And I was like,
Justice.
yeah, man, I mean, you're not wrong. Can we get back to the task at hand? He was like, oh, I'm so fucking bad. And I was like, it's exactly like talking to my 7-year-old son. This is exactly the same as talking to Rory.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild is great. Now, about the surgery you're gonna perform on my balls.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I know people who aren't even like real completionists about video games, and they played that game all the way through. They sunk real time into that game. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Breath of the Wild is fucking great. A real good video game. I played it through on my channel too. I didn't like 100% complete it, but I came awfully close. Yeah, I just remember like, you know, such a graphical upgrade. Yeah, man, I got it. He's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. We should get back to the task at hand. Anyway, so there's a chance that we can cut your nuts up and it won't even work. If you change your mind about this, it's really expensive and hard to do. Never mind. Let's go back to The Legend of Zelda. This sucks. Everything you're saying is making me real sad. I want to think that he's watching right now and remembering all this for surgery. He also let me know on several occasions that he may not be the person doing the surgery. That they have like 20 doctors at that place and they just cycle. I'm trying stuff, chat. Oh, I regret. I want this demon beggar to pay out so bad. Okay, I'll be here. I'm too scared to poke my head out. There we go. Ooh, I could use another tinted rock, please. Ooh, that was kind of scary. It's still scary. Hey man, I know you're a huge fan, so I stitched a Triforce into your bits. It'll probably hurt, but it looks awesome. You're welcome. I will say this dude cracked me up. He said something to the effect of like, we're gonna make a couple of like some doctors make 1 incision, some doctors make 2. He's like, there's gonna be little, you know, there's gonna be little like chemically dissolvable sutures that'll be down there. He's like, there'll be a little scar, but he's like, hey, it's not like that area can get any uglier, right? And I was just like, you right. But yeah, he was cracking me up in spots with jokes like that, where he was like, yeah, well, there'll be scarring, but I mean, it's not like you can tell, right? It's ugly as sin down there. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty foul. Prepping for surgery, doctor. So have you heard about the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy? You log any time on Final Fantasy 14? I know you're getting a little drowsy, so I want to ask you this quick. Final Fantasy 14, is that worth the money? What do you think about that game? Well, I mean, not that I can get it, but it's a damage downgrade and a tiers upgrade, so I feel like at best it'll break even for me. Ball modeling career over. I was awake during my vasectomy. The verse didn't work. Scarred for life. It did. So the vasectomy didn't work. Ugh. I was oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Well, that went about as poorly as it could have. Please. Did you have 2 kids after the fact? Just pay out, my guy. Why are you making this so incredibly difficult? After, damn. I would be More than lightly miffed. Oh, Chad, I've made this real dicey.
Strength.
I fucking hate this man. I hope he dies. Eat shit, you little monster. We're leaving. We're leaving. All right, I got a little tunnel visioned. I don't mind telling you. What was the other? Like there was at least one more card down here, right? The devil. Yeah. Oh my fucking god. I'll probably go ahead and take that. Ah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Hear me out. No, I probably shouldn't do that. Hear me out, though. I'm gonna get hit by the stupid thing on the first floor anyway. So I'm gonna be down to this one heart. So I might as well go see what if it's bandage or something back in this boss trap room. I don't have a teleport card. That sucks. I just have to play like a champion. Which has not been my strong suit the last couple of rooms. Where the fuck am I trying to go? Oh, right. Listen, we're no worse off than we were, as long as I don't get hit. That was very scary. Oh no! Die fast!
The devil.
Oh, I got so lucky there. Yeah, we're no worse off than we were, I guess. We're still gonna be one hit from death the moment we walk into the next floor, but I shouldn't have played out the demon beggar. I should have just left it alone. I guess if we get into a room that looks really, really scary, we can just fool card out. I'm half tempted to go ahead and grab contract from below. No. No. Play like the champion? I don't know. Maybe on pinball. Oh my god, I completely forgot about Dreamcatcher. Nope. Fuck you. We just litter the floor with fire. Okay. Just had them sneak in a few jingle bells during the procedure. But you know what, Fire Ant? Based on how much he struggled just to find where everything was supposed to be, the last thing I want to do is overcomplicate it. That's how you end up on some end-of-the-year Darwin list. Get the fuck out of here, man. Yo, look at me pulling victory from the jaws of defeat. Oh no, no. Not this time. Please. I can't see shit, man. I don't know which critter it was that just ate that blast to the mouth. But I salute and appreciate them very much. Damn, that was Rotten Baby all the way right there. So one-hit kill. Which one is this? Burnt Penny? Yeah, I'll take bombs. Oh. Those are definitely the kinds of enemies that make this thing go sideways real fast. Nope. Fuck this room. Fuck this room. Fuck this room and everything it stands for. Nope. 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 If I could just get to the items on the next floor, that'd be great. Muy bien. Very scary. Let's go to it. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine what items I'd want to take from the next floor. This one's been a real nail biter. That's fine, I guess. Whatever. Ow. That would be weird. That would be weird. Well, the good news is I'm not tempted by any of these. The bad news is I'm not tempted by any of those. Oh no. I told you that's exactly the one was gonna get me. That was cool. I couldn't see my enemy. Oh my god, he's still alive. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
Shit. Well, things were going well until this room. This room got me bad. Oh no. Dude, just give me one heart. Give me one red heart. That's all I ask. Oh no. Oh, I'm so in the wrong spot. Something, anything. Hey! Woo-wee! I mean, oh god, let's do it again. Suck it in, Taffy. Nope. It's not quite spun. I dislike how I've inadvertently done like a full floor clear. I actually think Book of Belial, because like Book of Belial, the last couple of times I've used it, feels like it's been a full-blown stat downgrade. Oh no. Bad gas. Ah! My hands are sweaty. Oh no. Fat Bat, it's you and me forever, bud. Ride or die. God, why? Why am I still alive? Full floor clear, let's go, baby! Oh God, why? Oh. BFF, man. BFF and big old fat fly friend has saved me from so many hits. Nope, 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 nope. I fucking hate this guy. Oh, I hate this guy so much. Why didn't you do your little thing you're so proud of all the time? Oh, fuck this guy, man. This guy's ended like 3 or 4 of my runs. I don't know where the bad guys are. Hello? Hello? You have acid tears? You're not wrong. Not going in there. Fuck. Okay. What if I just don't get hit, you know? What if I just don't get hit? Could just do that, you know? Could just not get hit.
Range up, tears down.
One way or the other, I get to eat Indian food in a second, and that's good. That's a good thing. I hate this.